It's a dangerous business, Frodo. Going out of your door, he used to say. You step into the road, and if you don't keep your feet, there is no telling where you might be swept off to. And if you told me when I left Canada 7, 8 months ago that I would be going to Georgia, I would be like, why Georgia, bro? Why Georgia? But that's my next destination after visiting my family in Doha, Qatar. I have been now in Thailand. Let's see. I came here August 1st, so August, 7 months. 7 months. Okay, 7 months. I went to Myanmar. I went to Nepal. I briefly passed by China and Malaysia. But for the most part, I stayed in Thailand in two particular places, Koh Phangan, the island, and Pai, little mountain town in the north. Really enjoyed my time. I am so fond of my stay here. It's time now to go on a different adventure or experience, let's say, right? It's not really, you can call it an adventure, I guess. I just look at it as time for another experience, right? The moment, the flow of the Tao is most harmonized now if I move on to a different location. Of course, the ultimate goal is the off-grid project. Everything that I'm doing now is for the off-grid project in Ecuador to start our own community and essentially just live off the land, own your own land, own everything, essentially get rid of all bills and just live in nature, right? Live in harmony, live in Amazon jungle, hopefully. So everything, and so the reason why I chose Georgia to be my next destination and a likely destination for me to be in for quite some time, perhaps even longer than Thailand, is because I am starting to think of, ways of where I can save money, where I can increase my savings, but at the same time still have my own place, etc. Because originally I wanted to go and stay with my family for an extended period, perhaps, or maybe go to Istanbul where we have a family house. But these ideas are very much still on the table. Because again, if ever I want to accelerate, really accelerate the savings, I would just go live in one of the family houses for some time. It's rent free. However, the idea for Georgia started off like this. I was looking for an offshore bank, tax purposes, right? Tax season's coming. And so I was looking for an offshore bank, and I was talking to my brother, and he mentioned the name Georgia. He said, they have lax laws on business. Apparently anyone can start a business, anyone can open up a bank account. You just need your passport. I said, interesting. I'm going to that region anyway, right? Going to Turkey, etc. Bulgaria was originally the plan for the summer. So I go, YouTube, bank, or I type Georgia digital nomad, and then I see the first video pops up. The guy's talking about how anyone can open a bank. All you need is your passport. I said, great. I'll pass by Georgia for a week, and I'll get it done. I'll just get a bank there, and it's perfectly legal way of not paying the government their supposed dues, if you will. Okay, so I said, all right, I'll pass by a week. Now there was another video right beside it, suggested videos. When you start to go down YouTube rabbit holes, you could be there for days, and that's what happened to me. So the video the title of it was something like, this is amazing Airbnb in Tbilisi, Georgia, which is the capital, or you won't believe how much this costs, or something. I was like, I clicked, and the guy is showing a beautiful, spacious 2-bedroom apartment, space, in a central location in Tbilisi, Georgia, the capital. And at the end, he's like, I'm paying $400 for this. I'm like, I'm paying $400 for a little tiny hut here, and you're paying $400 for this extremely lovely apartment with 2 bedrooms in it. Interesting. And it's in a central location in the capital. So my mind went and said, okay. Saeed, you like to go to the country often, and probably if you're willing to go to the country, you'll find something nice like this, but even for less, or cheaper. Again, because everything I'm doing now is for the off-grid project, so I'm thinking, okay, how can I increase my savings? So I kept that in mind. I watched another video. We went on the rabbit hole there, and a guy mentioned how you can come in. The same guy. Oh no, it was the same video actually. The same guy. God bless his soul. He said, and this really got my attention. He said you can come here for a year, and visa free. And I was like, whoa, hold on. You're telling me I don't have to do some type of visa run every month? Because if you live in Southeast Asia, you know you have to do these annoying visa runs every month. Not only do they cost money, they cost time and energy. 1 month you have to go to, in here, if you're in Copenhagen, you have to go to Koh Samui, so it's like it takes the whole day pretty much. You have to go there, cross, wait in line, etc., and pay like $100 or something just to get it renewed for a month. And then in the second month you gotta leave the country altogether. So every 2 months you have to leave the country altogether, and then that takes actually, like, usually that's a 3-4 day commitment. Every 2 months you have to leave for 3-4 days. You go first day, you gotta stay for at least 1 night outside, and then what ends up happening is you wait for the cheapest ticket. So like I went to Malaysia my last visa run, I had to wait for 2 days because that's how it worked out for me to be the cheapest ticket back into Thailand. You see, so it's like a 3-4 day commitment, and money as well. You gotta book the hotels there, the tickets, etc. So I was like, hold on. Did this guy just say this? Is this for real? That you can go in for a year, visa free? You don't even have to pay anything for the visa? A year? And then after a year, you just hop to Turkey and come back? I was like, no. Is this for real? Is this guy for real? Then I go on their website, the government's website. It's like, wow. They have certain, I think 85 countries can do that. So basically, if you're from Europe or States or Canada or South America, you're good in that sense that you could go in visa free for a year. You just have to do 1 visa run per year. I was like, and I was becoming aware of just how much money I was spending on these visa runs, and it piles up. Every month there is a bill there that has to pile up. Whereas now, even if I do move within Georgia, traveling from the very eastern part of it to the very western part of it does not cost more than $50. So if I'm going from Tbilisi, which is the capital, which is in the middle, to say Kutaisi and its surroundings, which is probably where I'm gonna go first, my first stay in Georgia, the whole thing costs, like, with taxi and a minibus, $15. That's just the moving from within Georgia. So if I'm gonna go stay in Georgia, I don't have to leave. I mean, that's cutting down a lot of bills for me, and a lot of time and energy. Because again, every 2 months, you gotta dedicate like 4 days for that annoying visa run, and that interferes with my work. So I stopped working also to teaching the kids for a few days because the internet is not reliable, etc. So I stopped teaching for a few days. Last time I did the visa run to Malaysia, I was sleep deprived because I got this. First of all, the timings were terrible because you had to get the cheapest ticket, so I had to wake up super early, and then I couldn't sleep in the hotel because it was in this industrial area. I couldn't sleep for 3 days, so that it ended up not only taking 3 or 4 days of my time, this visa run, more, because I had to come back here and recover and sleep and catch up on sleep. So I have to do that every 2 months. And then the 1 month, every month I have to do the visa run. So they were getting annoying both energetically and financially, especially in a time where you want to buckle up and have as much savings. And it was also, again, disturbing my work. I have to stop working for a few days. So not only was I spending more money, I was also working less. So I did the whole thing, and that was part of the reason why I wanted to leave Thailand as well, and find a new place. And initially it was going to be, Turkey, and could still very well, I could still hop in from Turkey to Georgia, very, very affordable too. So anyway, it's starting to make sense. I was like, okay, that alone, like, I gotta really take this, I gotta really look into this. And then so I got lost into more rabbit holes. So 1 year you stay visa free, all you have to do is leave once a year, that's it. And then the rentals, then I went and I typed in Airbnb Georgia, and I put in the filters. So I put the filter, okay, less than or $300, and entire place, and heating system, because it gets cold at night. So I put the filters and everything, and I start to find these places, not in the capital, but in these like towns, little towns, right? So I found many places, and I really got the chance to explore on the internet, explore Georgia in that way. So I'd see where this is in the city. I would go do my research on it. How's the climate? How big is it? Is it touristy, etc.? So I got several places here in mind, and I'm likely going to live there, and every few months or so move maybe from one place to another. First of all, the country is extremely beautiful. Whoa, extreme. Like this one place, for example, I'm just gonna show you one picture. The country is extremely beautiful. So the internet is slow. Anyway, the internet is slow here, but the country, my God, I mean, it's like mountainous. Half of it is like mountains. Very, very beautiful, and it's got different different landscapes. So some parts of the country are warm, like not Thailand warm, not tropical warm, but warm. A good 8 months of the year. Like maybe snows for 1 month. Other parts in the mountains and stuff, yeah, it's definitely cold. And honestly, I've been spending time here in the heat for now 7 months. I don't mind going back to the cold for some time. I really don't. I actually miss the clean, fresh, cold air. So, but anyway, it's got a variety. It's definitely a country with a lot of variety, and the mountain ranges there are very, very famous. Caucasus Mountains, is that what they're called? Very famous in history. When I used to read history, they would often come up. Caucasus Mountains, right? So I heard from, as I continue to watch videos, I heard that the Georgian hospitality is very, 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 out there, and that Georgian people are extremely friendly people. So that's definitely a plus. And so anyway, the boxes started to tick, right? And the place that I'm probably going to book, now I haven't decided when I'm going yet. It'll be latest in May, earliest in April. And I'll probably just pass by the capital city for a few days to open up the banks, do all that stuff, and then I'll go to this. So it's a little town. When I say a little town, it is a little town, okay? Like, I know I said Pai is a little town, but Pai is quite touristy actually. And if you come in the high season, there's a lot of people. But this town that I'm probably gonna go to as my first destination is tiny. I mean, according to the Georgian government, only 700 people visit it. Okay, it used to be a touristy place way back in the day, but yeah, apparently only it gets only 700 visitors now. Actually, Stalin used to go there, and he had something there, some spa. It used to be a spa resort, and in the Soviet times, because Georgia was part of the Soviet Union. Anyway, the town is called, if you're interested, it's called Sukaltubo. It's Kaltubo. So yeah. So this, I'll show you one Airbnb here briefly, because we got the internet. It's okay now. Is it? Not really. So I'm looking at a 2-bedroom house here. Nice, in the country. It's in the country. It's so in the country that one of the reviews that I read is at night it's pitch dark. If you leave the house, like if you just step outside the house, like there's no lights. It's pitch dark. And I went on the internet where they show you the cell phone coverage, made sure that there's cell phone coverage for internet purposes, because you could get a nice data plan there, unlimited, for my teaching, and so I can upload these videos. Just had to make sure. But it's that kind of place. And there is a picture actually where you could see at night it's pitch dark. There's nothing. And because it's not only a small town, but it's the house that I'm looking at here, and there's 3 of them in the same area, so go figure, or 2. It's on the outskirts of that little town. You know, it's really funny. It's on the outskirts of that little town. So it's a big house. Okay, we're looking at a 2-bedroom here. See, that's the house, right? So that's the house. We're looking at a 2-bedroom. We're looking at a big living room. Unfortunately can't show you the pictures here because the internet is being bitchy here. But big living room, 2 bedrooms, spacious, right? It's got, the whole thing's got what? Let's see. What bedroom number 1 has a double bed and 2 single beds. There's 2 bedrooms. One has a queen, and then the common space, which is a big space. It's got sofa bed and a couch. And then they got TV too. They got a kitchen. So it's big, right? It's spacious spot. And it's got a big backyard. And there is one of the hosts living downstairs. And from what I read on the reviews, that they're first of all extremely friendly, but you can get some of the fruits and stuff. So because they have fruits, and they have like dogs, and yeah, like that's pretty much, that's the view from like the balcony, right? You see, and yeah, all that backyard is belongs to the house. So it's big space. Look, that's the pitch dark. There's no lights, you see, pitch dark from the balcony. So I looked and I'm like, okay, now that's pretty cool. That's something you're looking for, right? Somewhere secluded, peaceful, quiet, where you could focus on your YouTubing, on your teaching, and you can go take walks in nature, and have hopefully, I mean, it looks like it, as little neighbors as possible, and it's looking pretty good. Like here, I'll show you the like that's the living room. Is like a nice, spacious living room, you see, and that's one of the rooms with the queen bed, and that's the other ones. It's got 3 single beds there. So, and there's the kitchen, you see. So it's a nice, spacious looking pretty good, pretty sharp. And yeah, I looked at it like, I think that's exactly what I'm looking for in this stage of my life. And weather-wise, I checked the weather for that region. It's pretty good, pretty good. 8 months of the year. It's they get proper summers there. They get proper summers. Now, there's other places in the same area, and then there is some, just some stuff look like it's gonna blow you out of your mind. There's this town here called Likani with a big house, 3 bedrooms. All right, 3 bedrooms, and it's like, like, look, you get the entire garden to yourself. That's in the other town. You get the entire garden to yourself, the whole place. Like your nearest neighbor is a little bit, not far, like I could see one of the houses here, but look, you get that whole place to yourself. That's your backyard. So I put that on my, I talked to the lady that's the host for this house here, and I told her I'd love to come in the summer. So I have my few spots now in Georgia. because this is in the mountains, so it's cold, but in the summer it's gorgeous. So I got my few places here, you know, I got quite a bit of them saved here, and I spoke to a few of the hosts, and it's just a matter of me booking now, and I think I'll book that one place that I was talking about earlier. And yeah, I could see this now being my home for some time. Again, that is extremely important, that you can stay there in the country and not have to leave except for once a year. I think that's extremely important. Now, again, if you start to do a little bit of research on Georgia, it is a gorgeous country. Gorgeous country, man, and it hasn't yet been tainted by tourists to the same extent that other countries have. It's really growing in tourism now, but you could still find these places that are really far away from tourism, for the most part, right? And sort of secluded, and you could really find them. And you'll be surprised how difficult it is to find these places here in Thailand. You'll be surprised. Thailand gets almost 40 million tourists a year, and it's nice weather all year round. So they're coming all year round. You'll be surprised if you're looking for seclusion, you know, true seclusion, you know, just somewhere quiet, somewhere peaceful, and you know, just not too many people around, not too many tourists. It's actually not the easiest thing to find in Thailand. Thailand is nice for come here, rent a motorbike, have some fun, go to the beaches. But again, because it's tourism all year round, so it depends on what experience you're looking for. Right now, I'm looking for a different experience here. I'm looking I want, first of all, a spacious place, spacious. And I insist when I do the research on Airbnb that it has at least 2 bedrooms. And so because if it's 2 bedrooms, then I know it's spacious, that it's gonna have a living room. It's designed for like a small family, you see. And so now I do my research. Now, how much does it cost, this place that I was talking about here, the 2 bedroom? $270 a month, which was not a surprise compared, because I saw the guy's apartment for $400 on Airbnb, and he was in the middle of Tbilisi, which is the capital city, which is where you're gonna get the most expensive. So relative to that, it's I'm paying more here for this little hut, just a bedroom, a bed. I mean, just a bed, and I'm paying more than 270. So there's a 2-bedroom house for less than that. So I do the math in my head, and I say, well, that's your rent, your food. I also did some research on it, and saw some people post the prices on YouTube. You know, I consume mostly fruits and vegetables, so you know, very, very cheap, very I don't like to use the word cheap, very inexpensive, right? Inexpensive. So food will be what, $150. The place $270. Let's say 300, and that's $450. No cost for visa, no cost for flights. I can just go and hang and just chill in the country, right, for a year. And so that takes away a lot. Believe me, that takes a lot of costs, both financially and energetically. And transportation will be my legs there, and the country, depending where you go, but especially in the countryside, is sort of, and especially if you go to the mountain town that I was talking, not one town, there's got a lot of mountain towns there. Then actually these towns, because the town I was telling you about, I want to go in the summer, there's a national park right there, like literally in your backyard it starts, and there's so many hiking trails there, so it's more hiking friendly. For example, here Thailand is not hiking friendly. Thai people, it's funny because if I'm walking, sometimes Thai people will offer me a ride, because to them it's alien. They you know, walking in like Thailand here, it's like, what, like nobody walks, you know. They use the motorbike. So, but it would be nice to go to, so the motorbike is another expense. Now, I got rid of the motorbike here because I'm trying to save money. So this last month, it's kind of frustrating to be here without a motorbike, because the motorbike is another $200 bill, right? It's kind of frustrating to be here without a motorbike. See, it's funny. It's a synchronicity. You hear that? It's kind of frustrating that because the place, if you want to have fun in it, because it's fun to ride the motorbikes here and go to the different places, etc. I think I'm gonna rent one for because I've got just a few more days here and I want to have some fun before leaving. So you can see them all over the place there, the motorbikes. See? So the place here, Thailand, Southeast Asia for the most part, it isn't also designed for hiking friendly. It is designed for you to have a motorbike if you want to have fun. And so that's another cost also. Although I got rid of it this month, but it is frustrating, But the places there in the places specifically that I'm looking at in Georgia, they're actually designed to be hiker friendly. Even the little towns, they're designed to be hiker friendly. So that takes care of that. Cost is out. The visa costs are out. The flights cost is out. You see, so it's all just pure savings at this point. Like just literally rent, food. Again, if I ever want to travel from one part of Georgia to another, I'm only looking at $50 here, right? So I'm not even gonna count that as an expense. So that leaves me with rent, $300, food, $150, $450, and phone, data plan, $50, unlimited internet, $50. That's $500. Okay, that's $500. I could just stay in the country for 1 year. I don't have to leave until 1 year. Fly to Turkey or something, come back if I want to. That's it. I'm talking about a gorgeous country, ladies and gentlemen. Go do some research on it. So it seems very ideal for what I'm trying to do here. From many different angles, as I discussed in this video, it seems very ideal. So I've got an intuition for these things. I came to Thailand. I knew I was gonna be here for for a while, which I have been. I get an intuition for these things, and I think I will be in Georgia for some time. And even if, say, I don't want to be there in winter, I could see myself getting out of winter for a couple of months, 2 or 3 months, and then getting right back in for another 8, 9. I could probably foresee that happening at this point. Because the other thing also that I gain there is the time difference. Because I want to do live streams again. They're almost impossible to do with their current time difference right now. But it's going to be more possible for me to do it there. As well as podcasts. You'll see me doing more podcasts with other people. Because again, the time difference is it's a lot more suitable there. It's a lot more suitable there for me to do these things. So that's another thing that I wanted to do also. I don't want to be disturbed anymore. Constant visa runs, constant this, constant that. I want a big spacious place because I want to just focus on my work right now, on my teaching, on the YouTube. And I want quiet and peace. Yeah, that seems like a place. So I got an intuition for these things. I think that'll be my home for the next little while, and possibly until, I say at least my home base, possibly until we're ready to start a community in Ecuador, possibly. So now, if you've stayed up until this video, you are definitely, I love you first of all. You are definitely a fan of this channel. So what I'd like to offer you is a place to come and hang out for some time if you would like, because I will, as long as I'm in Georgia, I will always, because it's a no-brainer, it's so affordable, I will always get a place with another room there, and a living room and a kitchen, a proper place. So that means if you would like to come hang out for a little bit, you'd like to pay me a visit, take some time off wherever you are, you're welcome to do so. You're welcome to do so. I know some of you guys live in Europe. I know, here, I could actually look at it now, but I'm pretty sure a decent amount of the subscribers live in the United Kingdom. And it is very cheap. Georgia is considered Europe. It's very not cheap. I don't like to use that word. It's just the, you know what I mean? It's inexpensive. It is very inexpensive, very affordable, let's say, to travel from within Europe. So we could look at some, just to see here. I want to first of all see what's the percentage of, and of course anybody from the United States is welcome. is welcome to come. It's just it's more costly. However, let's take a look here. We can do a little bit of research here. So let's go analytics. Okay, let me just pause it for a sec. Okay, so I'm looking at the demographics here. 11% of the audience is from the United Kingdom. I remember, actually I got an invitation to come to London several times. So if you're from the United Kingdom and you wanna come hang out, be my pleasure. There's also 2% from Germany, 1% from Netherlands, and then Ireland is 0.5%, Sweden's 2.5%. So actually there's a bunch. Belgium, 0.2%. I know Luke is from Belgium. So we've got quite a bit of, you know, I think if we add them up, all the people from Europe, it may add up to 20% of the audience. So that's quite a bit of the audience, actually. Let's say if this video gets 500 views, let's say, oh, hey, come here, come here, come here, hey, come here, this way, this way, this way. Ah, he's gone. So, you know, if let's say a video gets 500 views, you do the math, 20%. It's like 100 of the viewers are from Europe. It's quite a bit of you guys, actually. So it's very affordable to travel. Like if we do here, let's do London, for example, because that's where the largest audience from Europe is. Let's do London. So London to Tbilisi. Okay. So one way, oh man, 255 Canadian. So that would be equivalent to, that's one way. $250. That's 190 US dollars. Let's say $200 for one way. So if you're gonna do it one way, then return, that's 400. And then you just stay in the room, so you don't have to worry about rent or anything like that. What else? Food. Don't worry about that. I got that. Plus, we'll do some fasting there. You know, we'll do some fasting together. So so yeah, if you would like to visit, I'm definitely welcoming of that. So just message me on Instagram and tell me, you know, what's good, what's up, and yeah, I got the place. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. If you want to come from the United States, you're welcome too. Because you know, just go, I don't know, do some research, see how much it would cost. It may be a little too much for some of you guys, and it may be too much energy, right? Because traveling for within Europe is easy. It's not time consuming, not energy consuming, and not money consuming. You see, and money is just a form of energy. So let's just say it's not energy consuming. Whereas from the United States, it's gonna be in many ways, you know, it's a big leap. There's a lot of energy involved in it, a lot more energy. But within Europe, so this is, you know, to the European audience, but the United States audience, which is 50% of the audience, is also welcome. I am making my way slowly back to that region. You see, I'll definitely come to the United States before going to Ecuador. That's on my list. Hang out there for perhaps 6 months, a year. I could do 6 months as a Canadian, 6 out of the 12 months. So I will definitely be in the United States at some point. So maybe that's a different chapter altogether. But so maybe this is more relevant to the European audience, the people living in Europe. Okay, you guys are welcome. I am definitely excited about this next chapter. I think it's quite befitting, perfect for, you know, to pave the way for the off-grid project, to enjoy also the beautiful nature in Georgia. I mean, it looks like a gorgeous, gorgeous country, man. Gorgeous, looks just, wow. Looks like a little hidden gem, like a little secret. We shouldn't talk about it too much. Really shouldn't talk about it too much. So yeah. What else? Did I want to say something else? No, I think that's about it. So yeah, again, the time is, I will be there earliest April, latest May. I will go to visit my family now for a month in Qatar in March, and maybe extend it for 2 months, and then go in May. So yeah, I look forward to seeing some of you guys. There is a good chance that I will be in Georgia for some time, so if I am in Georgia for some time, I am sure I will see some of you guys at some point. Okay? And that's about it. Love you guys. Thank you to the Patreons for your support. Love you guys. Anybody who supported on PayPal or on Patreon, I love you guys so much. Thank you. If you want to donate, you want to become part of the Patreon family, it's like a couple of bucks a month. You can go down below to the link. All the money goes towards the Off-Grid project. And Side Mobile at Instagram, if you want to talk to me about this, you want to come hang out for a little while, or you want to just have a video request or anything like that. And until next time, may the force be with you.